At it once again. That's right, we're back at it, the truth session, where your thoughts really count, really matter. We've had an awesome, I want to call it break downtime session, downtime season, where we could just relax and kick back with our family, friends, and even kick back with ourselves and just chill. But we're back at it now, and we're talking about some very, very powerful things, being the discontinuity of time. We've been connecting them to quantum time frames, whether it's continuous or discontinuous, whether it's discrete. We've been chopping it up. And I'm telling you, these concepts were geared toward making you the most powerful being that you could be. It's geared toward you being as powerful as you can be, and understanding that these concepts are not far-fetched. We've just been taught that they're far-fetched, but now we realize that it's right in our grasp. It's at a place where we can conceptualize, bring it into fruition, and make it do what it do, as the late great Charles said. Of course, you have surmised by now that I am the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, baby, coming at you live in the living color with 2,400 watts of power in this hour. Listen, you hear in the background, but yet still in the forefront. That's right, our very own Prince of Peace. Listen, chopping it up, breaking it on down. You know how we flow. Listen, when you hear me, you hear him. It sounds like a match made in heaven. Hello, somebody. It's about to go down, family. So glad to see your faces back in the place. That's right, your face in the place. Your comments, your energy. Oh, I can tell that you've been resting. You've taken this opportunity, listen, to retool, re-energize, revitalize. But now it's time to get back at it, because in this season, oh, you're getting ready to turn into the next one or the best one of yourself. It's all about you. And I'm telling you, shortly, oh, the one is coming at you. We've been building this thing. Hitting you with these quantum principles, dealing with time, transforming you, causing you to metamorphose. That's right. To metamorphosis. We want you to come into the metamorphosis you, if I can say it like that. And it's going to cause you to time travel. We've been building just so that you can be prepared for this next season. If you have not tapped into this information, I need you. Not just admonish you and want you. I need you to go back. Listen to these broadcasts. The previous one, so that you can be empowered and be brought up to speed. In the Greek, spoudazo, to be brought up to speed. So that all the dots can come into place. So that we can give you the best line of fit. That's right, that's a mathematical phrase or mathematical concept. The best line of fit. We've got dots all over the place, but they're trending in a positive direction. So the best line of fit hits right in between all of those dots evenly, so that you can get the most out of this. I'm sitting in the captain's seat for the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. You know, the one who has been crunk, cloud, throwing on down in the wind down wind. Oh my goodness, therapy with a sip. If you don't know by now, we've got our wind down Wednesday therapy with a sip page on Facebook and also YouTube. So we need you to like and subscribe. Turn those notifications on. Tell somebody that it's going down in wind down Wednesday. Oh my goodness, grown folk conversation. Yeah, we've been chopping it up. Chopping at the bit, building, strategizing, strategically dropping some nuggets. That's right, put you up on free game. I like that free game. Come on, somebody, come on and walk with us. Come on and talk with us. Your thoughts really count, they really matter. We're not just doing this just for our good. We're not doing this to be some pompous individuals. Like we just got it all. No, this is just our piece of the puzzle. This is our piece in this theater. Your piece in the theater is to participate. It's to gather in the information so that you can go out. do the same thing. Affect change in your environment. That's right, everything is connected to everything. Take nothing for granted. Don't even take you for granted. Listen, sometimes we take us for granted. Yeah, we take us for granted. I don't take me for granted. The gifts, the talents, the energy, the wisdom, the counsel, the know-how, the athleticism that I have, I don't take it for granted. I perfect my craft on a daily basis. Oh, I'm not growing old, I'm growing better. I'm just advancing and passing on through this measuring stick called time. Filled full of discontinuity. Oh, we're going to talk about something in a second. But listen, as the Prince of Peace, get your ears prepared, your body, your physical body. Get you on that frequency in your mind. We're going to get this thing set up and jumped off so that you can benefit. So that we can drop this information on you. You have a place where this information can land. Come on, talk to us. Come on up in here. Listen, we're just trying to get you prepared. We're trying to get you prepared for a powerful day. A day you saw coming. But a day that you didn't know how it was going to transpire, but you knew it was coming. Oh, we was coming back at you. Like my brother Cool Mo D said, coming back like Return of the Jedi. Oh, come on. This is not a Jedi mind trick. Oh, we come to elevate your mind. Talk to your mind. Rub on your mind. Love on your mind. If you don't mind. We want you to know how important your mind is. This is the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker, baby. I want you to know that I love you and appreciate you for stopping by today. For stopping by several weeks ago. For stopping by Wind Down Wednesday. Such an awesome time. Our brother T. Swin joined the one. We had an amazing time. It was open. The mic was open. But I'm telling you, it felt like a closed loop because the information kept revolving and revolving and evolving. Getting better and better. Causing us to be enlightened, empowered. When you get those two together, T. Swin and the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander, listen, you never know what might happen. Something might jump off for your good. We're going to be dealing with some powerful things today. The discontinuity in mathematics. And what we're essentially trying to get you to see is that we're not in a box. Even if we figuratively place ourselves in a box, we're actually not in a box. We've just been captivated in our minds and restricted and placed borders in our mind that there's actually a box there. There's no box there. It's an illusion. It's imaginary. It's impossible for us to place ourselves in a box. Because everything you see out here in the cosmos is a replication of who we are. If the earth continues to expand, if space continues to expand, how is it that we're locked down? We're boxed in. So what we're essentially trying to get you to see is that you're not restricted. Those things are an illusion. That we can travel in our minds, that we can superabound above this thing called time. This linear measuring stick that has been placed in our eye gates and in our ear gates to say that we are restricted and there's no way we can affect change in other places. That quantum entanglement does not exist. That quantum empowerment does not exist. Quantum mechanics, quantum mathematics, quantum physics, that doesn't exist. And what we're trying to show you that you can expand, as most Def said, the universe expanding left. It's an expansion of this expanding. I seek to expand every day. There's no way you can place me in a box. If I can internalize, that I'm affecting change everywhere. If I'm affecting change way out there, how is it that I'm in a box right here? Doesn't make sense. That's the term that the one coined. Pharmaceutical delusional denial. Using fantasy as the medicine to deal with the inability to cope with reality. That's from the one. I'm fantasizing about this box that I'm locked in, that I can't get out of, that I cannot break through. When all along I'm affecting something out there in a different time frame. That means you can't be locked in a box. It's impossible. So what are we doing? Trying to break you out of that mindset and get you to see you're not just floating on a general time frame, time scale. I have that on my board because we're going to get into this in a minute. So I want to just put it in your eye gates. Use it as a transitional piece, as a segue into where we're going. Dealing with a general aspect and a quantum aspect of time. The discontinuity and the discontent, as we talked about so long ago. Or should I say before this season, the so-called holiday season. Continuity as one branch of what we tend to place ourselves in. Figuratively speaking, in a box, in the continuity box. But the discreteness box takes us out of the box. That's where we operate. We're going to talk about that. Greetings, greetings. Desiree Luga, I see you in the house. Of Akabulin friend. What's going on? Oh, it's the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. You see him in the house. What's going on, the one? Yeah. Why don't you take the time and hit that share button? You see our family populating right now. Why don't you hit that share button? Tell somebody. Send out those notifications, those messages, text messages, DMs. We want everybody to benefit from what we're doing. We don't hoard it to ourselves. We don't hoard information and hoard increase. Material things that we receive, we don't hoard it. We do things outside of what you know, outside of your purview. That's why we ask you to donate. And I want to just briefly talk about that before we get into this. Listen, when we ask you to support us and to donate, we're not out here begging so that our pockets can be fat. And I want to say this because there are some who have benefited greatly from the material that we've given out. Not only here in a truth session, but also in Wind Down Wednesday. And we have some people who have never donated to the truth session, who have never donated to Wind Down Wednesday. And so for me, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around it and to fathom that. Because you would pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get the material, to understand the material on this level, because we've had to study, we've had to go to higher institutions of learning and to dig and to consult with people to understand this level of information. So what we ask you for is just a small token. It's a small piece. And listen, the one and I don't have conversations about this and said, listen, I'm tired of this, people are not donating. No, we don't even talk about that. We don't get into that. All we do is admonish you to support and to donate because it's for a good cause. You know, people are out there on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram with their podcasts and other things. I'm not knocking people for that. I'm talking about the fake, the phonies, the frauds, the pseudos, those who are out there claiming to know the truth. And we know that it's watered down, it's fodder. And they're charging thousands of dollars to come in their session. We're not charging you, we're just asking you for a donation. So why would you support something that's powerful and lucrative and informative? So for some of us, that's our hindrance. Because a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, the old saying goes. Won't let nothing in, it won't let nothing out. So how do we expect something to grow if we won't open up, allow people to plant into you and you? So as you give, we give. As photosynthesis takes place, plants grow and oxygen is released. Oxygen goes inside, awakens our cells. Oh, converts to carbon dioxide. We release it, plants get it, turn it into food, it grows back to the sun, sun releases, oxygen comes, it's a cycle. It's a give, it's a take, it's a push, it's a pull. It's a currency, it's a loose. It's a what? A currency. What's the root word in currency? Current. So why are we so tight with our currency? with our currency. Our currency helps us to stay what? Current or up to date. Oh, hello, somebody. Come on, talk to me up in here. Our methods of donation is right there. Cash out, $ D155. Also PayPal, the same thing. And in the event that your Facebook goes down, we're also streaming live through our YouTube page. Come on, somebody. That's right. Drop a comment. Send it out. Oh, I'm getting ready to drop this like it's hot. Because it's hot. Come on, somebody. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I want you to dial in just real quickly and get some of this energy. You've been sitting at home. Come on. Come on. Building. You've been building. We've been home for a few weeks. Just building and building and building up and building up. As the late Ashford and Simpson said, now it's solid as a rock. Come on. As a rock. You can tell I'm full. Solid. I can hardly contain myself. Because I understand the severity of this. I understand the potency and the power of what we're doing. And those who are part of our Truth Session family, the immediate family, right here, Prince of Peace, Katie Royal Rain, that's right, our songbird, Kafira, the one right here in the studio, understand the importance, the severity, the fire that's attached to all of this. So something's getting ready to happen in this season. And I promise you, when the one hits you with this information, and as a side note, he's been dropping in the Wind Down Wednesday too about what's getting ready to happen for you and to you, and dealing with time travel. It is going to blow your mind, figuratively speaking. Just get ready. Let's talk about this. I got this red on. I'm wondering why it's so hot up here. It's not just the lights, but it's these colors that I have on. Hello, somebody. And man, listen, it's hot up here. Dealing with discontinuity. The discontinuity in mathematics. Let's talk about this. While you're hitting this share button, let me share this one more time. I feel a need to share this. Let me just share this. Oh yeah, oh yeah, come on, come on. Come on, get ready everybody, get ready for this information. Discontinuity, let's talk about this. According to Oxford Online Dictionary, discontinuity, a distinct break in physical continuity or sequence in time. So discontinuity is dealing with a break in the sequence in time, or break in the physical continuity in time. It says in time. The break in the physical continuity or sequence in time. But not only is it a break, it's a distinct break in time. You will know that it's a break. You will know that it's a discontinuity because the energy will change. So I'm asking you in this season to look for a distinct break in the sequence in time. A distinct break and a noticeable change. Suddenly, as you travel down this road through this season, suddenly there's a distinct break in time. You will notice the change. You'll sense it. You'll feel it. Your body will feel it. Your mind will feel it. Yeah. There's a different level of some complexity that will arise, that will inhabit your being. You'll feel the switch because it'll be distinct. It also means a sharp difference of characteristics between parts of something. So there's a sharpness, there's a fine-tuning. A fine-tuning in your picture, better clarity. The one talked about that, Wind Down Wednesday. There's going to be a fine-tuning. There's going to be clarity as to what you're supposed to be doing. You see how all this fits? How it's fitly framed and fitly joined together. In mathematics, and that's what we're dealing with today. A point at which a function is discontinuous or undefined. Wow. In order for a function to be undefined, and we've talked about this on numerous occasions, in order for a function to be undefined, guess what? You've got to stand upright, which means you're not dividing by the quantity 0. When a line is vertical, perpendicular, the slope is undefined in mathematics. So here we're talking about discontinuity, a point at which a function is discontinuous. In other words, there's a break in the flow. Incidentally, right now, the topic that I'm dealing with my students is functions. Functions. How do things function? How do things function? Watch this. There's a greater clarity when something is functioning, right? So the analogy that I gave my students is, if you completed an assignment for me, and that assignment yielded, let's say you got a 100 on the assignment, but overall, your overall grade ended up being a 98 or a 99. So that one grade that I gave you for math, all of a sudden triggered a 98 or a 99 in your ELA class. Something is wrong with our grade book system. It's not what? It's not functioning. It's not functioning. Because if you do an assignment in a math class and all of a sudden you get a grade in your ELA class, something's wrong with the system. Something's wrong with the mechanism. Something's wrong with the function. It's not functioning. Let me give you another example. I was telling my students that when we were in Louisiana, I would go to this certain grocery store and I would go to this vending machine on the outside and I would buy a Sprite. And at the time, the Sprite was 50 cents for a can of soda. I would put 50 cents in, my Sprite would come down. And I would grab my drink and I would turn and walk away. And all of a sudden, boom, I'd hear this thump and I'd turn around and go back. Guess what? Another drink would come out. Hold on. Maybe it was just a fluke. Next time I would go to the store to get me a drink. Didn't even think about the previous occurrence. I'm just going to get a drink to head home. My Sprite came down. Boom, another drink came down after it. Guess what was wrong with that machine? It wasn't functioning. It wasn't functioning. There was a break. Watch this. I want to go to this board and show you that. Because when you're talking about mathematics, there has to be a place where things are functioning. I'm going to leave discontinuity up here because I'm going to get to something here in just a second. Oh, we're going to stay on this discontinuity here. So here's a concept. Let's go to this board. So if we're dealing with functions, so on the left side, my input, we call it an input. We call this an output. So now I'm just going to use some basic numbers. Here's my input. Here's my output. So my output yields 36, 45, 52, 56. Just a generic example. Watch this. So I place in my input in this machine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me map the input to the output. So in this function machine, if I input a 1 and get a 36 out, that's called a relation. A relation in this function. Building a relationship. In this machine, I put 2 in, I get 45 out. Watch this. But also in this machine, I put a 1 in, and I get a 52 out. I put a 3 in, 52 out. I put a 4 in, get 56 out. Guess what? This machine is not functioning. Here is the 56 that I put in to get my soda out of the machine. My Sprite came out. But also that same 50 cents got me a ginger ale. On the 150 cents input that I put into it. Guess what? This machine is not functioning. That's what's happening in mathematics. Now, I can put a 1 in and get 52. But the Prince of Peace can also come along as number 3 and put his piece in and get a ginger ale as well. The machine is functioning because he just came behind me and got the same drink I got. So I put my 56 in, got a ginger ale. He put his in and got a ginger ale. That's legal. But I can't put 56 in and get a Sprite and also get a ginger ale at the same time. It's not functioning. So there's a break in the flow. There's a discontinuity. That's what we see in time. A break in the flow. So we can continue moving forward, and all of a sudden it jumps from here to here. That's what happened with me. This example. I put my money in, I got 2 drinks for the price of 1. So that function was not functioning in a normal manner. So the function represents time. You and I moving throughout this space and place and time on a linear trajectory. However, there are times when we have to skip space and go to that next level to get that ginger ale with that same movement. I'm going to show you that. All I'm getting you to do is to see that we superabound above this thing called time. When the one told me years ago that we advance and pass on through time, not with time, through this space and place and time, this thing opened up to me. Wow. Time is a measuring stick so that we can understand it. So we can have somewhat smart goals. We can see something measurable. I can measure from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 4-hour difference. It's measurable. But is it pure reality? Are we really functioning like that? Are our spirits functioning like that? Our spirits just going, developing 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm showing you can operate outside of that so-called box. If you place yourself there, you'll never get anything done. It's like providing a lesson plan. Are you providing a lesson plan so that you can work right now? Do I create my lesson plan so I can do everything right now? No, I create my lesson plans for the entire week. So I've already sent my thoughts to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So when I turn in my lesson plans, I already have my examples. I have my worksheets already prepared. I already have my online platform set up. My online competitions for the kids already set up for the entire week. So if I was just on this linear plane, I couldn't see it. I'd never get anything done. Come on, talk to me back up in here. Listen, if you understand what I'm talking about, if you're with me, somebody make some noise in here and put a 1 on the timeline. Let me see if I can beat somebody up in here. Hold on. Uh-oh, one of the teachers will appear. That's me, y'all. When the students are ready, the teacher will appear. Oh, I see the one, the apostle, the prophet, and cosmic commander is up in here. Come on up in here. Come on, put a 1 on that timeline for me. So we can hashtag, as the one said, build relationships. We advance through time. Come on here. What's going on, Priestess Lavelle? I see you. Gratitude back unto thee. Hashtag discontinuity. I see you, the one. You move that timeline. Hashtag functioning. Hashtag clarity. Or, yes, clarity. I see you, the one. Come on here. Yeah. Come on, this is the time to take that station identification break. Come on, Prince of Peace. We're advancing through. We're advancing through. We're advancing through time. Oh, nothing holding our mind. Come on. There's nothing holding our minds. Nothing holding our minds. We're advancing through time. Super abounding over time. Come on here. Nothing holding our minds. We're advancing through time. Nothing holding us this time. We're advancing through time. Nothing holding our minds. We're advancing through time. Come on, come on. Nothing holding our minds. We're advancing through time. Nothing gonna hold us this time. Nothing gonna hold us this time. Nothing gonna hold us this time. Oh yeah. Listen, this nectar by Katie Royal Rain. Just want to put it in your eye gates with extended grateful gratitude. Extended grateful gratitude. Incidentally, I'm smart enough to use that same phrase when I close out a letter or an email to a constituent at work or even staff members or students. Extended grateful gratitude. Guess where I got it from? The one. Almost 30 years ago. With extended grateful gratitude. That's how I end my letters. Extended. Not just gratitude. Not just grateful. Extended grateful gratitude. Extended grateful gratitude. Let me put that on there. Extended grateful gratitude. Yeah. Y'all give me a second. I got some more for you. I'm gonna build this thing. Gratitude. Extended grateful gratitude. Always for you. Always to you. Yeah. Forever and ever and ever. Grateful gratitude, extended grateful gratitude, extended grateful gratitude for all the ways. Oh, here we go, here we go. Watch this, everybody. Come on. I like this sound. I don't know about you, but I like this sound. Discontinuity in math. many of you know that mathematics describe everything? So if I've been telling you all this time that we are not restricted by this quantity, entity, concept called time, then there must be an extended, grateful explanation about discontinuity associated with mathematics. Watch what this says. Told you I was going to work with that discontinuity. Before that break, I told you we'll be back at you. I told you that I was going to continue to drop this discontinuity on you. That's what we're going to deal with today, discontinuity. Because I'm showing you something that's very powerful. And if you could just take this opportunity to wrap your mind, wrap your heart around it, wrap your thoughts around it, fathom it, dissect it, but don't dilute it, you'll benefit from it. Watch this. Discontinuity. It says in math, a function is said to be discontinuous at a point A of its domain or input. Remember, we were talking about input. Input or x values into a function is the domain. All x values are the domain. All the y values or the output represents the range. So let's just say from 0 to 50, that's a range. From 2 to 12, that's a range. So as I input something, a wide range of values will come out. So if you never put anything in, you will never develop a range. Another example, Steph Curry, professional basketball player. Steph Curry, the sharpshooter. Steph Curry plays for the Golden State Warriors. He's always inputting what? Time, practice time. Shooting, he starts out close. He talked about that. Practicing his shots up close. Then he back up, shoot so many. Back up. Listen, every time he hit the net, he would start over. He perfected splashing that net, not touching the rim at all, kept shooting. And every time he would perfect that, he would back up. What was he doing? Putting in the time, input, so that he can expand what? His range. His range was the output. His input was practicing his shots. Expanding. So watch this. A function is said to be discontinuous at a point A of its domain if it is not continuous at that point. A point A then is called point of discontinuity of the function. So there is a point in a function where things become discontinuous. In limits, in calculus, there's something called limits. In limits and continuity, you must have learned a continuous function can be traced without lifting a pen. So you can draw a figure without lifting a pen. I'm going in a second. Without lifting a pen, and it'll be considered what? Continuous. However, the discontinuity may arise due to situations as, now I'm lifting the pen to continue in another location, or to change my height. Well, if I'm changing the height in the graph, guess what? I'm not on this linear movement. So that's what we're talking about with time. Watch this. Exactly where I'm going. Let's look at these graphs, and I'm going to name them. There are several types of discontinuity in graphs. One of them is called a jump. Here's a graph. My vertical axis is called the Y. My horizontal axis is called the X. You all know what happened when you make me go to this board here. Make me go to my professorship. Watch this. And let me place this up here. This one is called jump. Now, where do we see jump out here in the real world, in this theater? What is Michael Jordan's emblem called on his shoes that the NBA have adopted? It's called the jump figure, isn't it? Where he's extending with a basketball. When you see the NBA and you see that Michael Jordan figure, it's called jump. Fortuitous? I think not. Watch this. At this point here has a coordinate of 2 in the X, 1 in the Y. So we call it 2, 1. That's a coordinate. On this coordinate grid, I start at 0, 0, called the origin. All right, so this point is called the origin. That's origin. It has a coordinate system of 0, 0. So we start there every time. To get to this point, I always do my X first, then Y. So it's X, Y. So I go to my X first, I go out 2, and then I go up 1. That's my coordinate point. So now this coordinate point can do this. That's a function that's coming from a lower quadrant over into 1. Now, watch this. Now I'm going to go up to 3. And this function is going to do this. This space in between is called the jump. So, if we're looking at a function that's called discontinuous in mathematics, apparently it has to be consistent in real life or with time. So, look what happens here. This function starts out and it permeates this space and it gets to 2, 1. But by the time it gets up here to 2, 3, that's the new location. Notice it's still horizontal or vertical to this point, but there's a break in the flow. But then once it gets to 3, it continues on. That's called a jump. That means that we can be on a certain trajectory or a certain space and place or movement in life, and we don't have to stay there. We can jump and continue and move on. We can move on to the next phase of who we are to be successful and not be stuck on this linear, because if we were on this linear and couldn't get off, we would never be successful. Because things might not be right on that particular path. Now I got to get off this path. But see, religion has taught us to stay there. No, just carry. Just stay there. Just stay there. Eventually, it'll go away. Nothing just eventually goes away. You have to do something. You have to create the atmosphere for it. You have to make the necessary and concerted effort to get out of that space and place in your mind of being defeated, defeatism. Okay? That's called a jump. Once again, is it fortuitous that basketball figure is called a jump? Now, dealing with discontinuity. Hold on. Let me get to the next one. I want to give you these examples. I'm going to drum this home. Woo. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the jump. I want you to get a good bird's eye view of this. I'm just going to underline this. I want you to look at this. This is the type of discontinuity function that we see in mathematics. It's called a jump. Let me step aside so that you can see that as a whole figure. How many of you have made the leap before? When things were kind of strange and kind of crooked. How many of you made the leap? Listen, if you've made the leap before, in anything you've ever done, and said, listen, I've got to make this leap. I've got to jump. Come on, please stop just a second, man, and place the one on the timeline. And I need to check this timeline too. Come on. Jump, man, I see you. Queen Octavius and Queen Jump, man. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Great analogy. I appreciate the love. Queen. Hashtag value. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Queen Octavius says she in the house. Atlanta is in the house at ATL, baby. Hashtag range from the one. Hashtag grateful. Explanation. I appreciate that, the one. Extended grateful gratitude. Come on. Jump man. Hashtag jump man. That's right. Made the leap, the jump man. Let me put it in parentheses.
Have you ever had to make a leap?
Thank you, Queen. The one. Jump man. Come on, make a jump. Make a leap. Oh, yeah. Woo. Watch this. Jump and keep moving through time. I see you, the one. Now, is it still called jump if it goes down instead of up? Absolutely. Absolutely, it's still a jump. Watch this. It deals with what's called absolute value. That's perfect time to get to my next piece. Yes. Excellent question, Queen. Is it still a jump even if it goes down?
Even if it goes down.
If you look at the aspects of the Jordan River and the name of the Jordan River, guess what? It means that which goes down.
Yes, it goes down.
Watch this.
Even if it goes down, making the leap.
Isn't the same.
Just like the Jordan River.
That which goes down. Come on. Here you go, Queen. This is something dealing with what's called absolute value. When you're dealing with absolute value in mathematics, it's just what it says. It's absolute. You can't change it. It's what it is. Watch this. The absolute value of a negative 3 in mathematics is 3. I'm going to get to your, if it goes down, is it still a jump? The absolute value of 3 is still 3. Because absolute value deals with the positive distance from 0. Although from here to here is, this says it's at negative 3, it's still a distance of 3. It's still a movement of 3. So absolute value deals with the positive distance from 0. Whether you're moving backwards or forward, you're still moving 3 spaces. So if I'm standing still and I decided to walk 3 spaces back, I still moved 3 spaces. It was just backwards in a negative direction. If I move forward 3 spaces, I still moved 3 paces or 3 paces forward. It's still 3. So the absolute value of any negative number is still positive. So whether I'm jumping up or coming down, I still moved a certain space in place. So it's still positive. Yes, it's still a leap. It's still a jump. You know how it is when we say you climbed up on something and you jumped down? Oh, come on, talk to me, somebody. How many of you recall that as kids, you climbed up on something high and your parents told you to get down? Come on, jump down. I've done it before. Sitting on the ledge in a playground in the school, and the window is at a certain height. We'd climb up there, we just sit down and chill. Parents said, come on and jump down from there. We would jump down. We still jumped a certain distance. So whether we were going down or not, it was still about 5 or 6 feet up. So this is absolute value. It is the positive distance from 0. So it's always positive when you're dealing with absolute value. I hope that answered your question, Queen. That was a great question. Great question, Queen. Awesome. She said, I thought so. Sometimes I have to go down to rise up. Exactly. Come on. Now you cooking with gas. As the one says, you cooking with gas. Sometimes you've got to go down to go up. You've got to go down to go up. Some of those deep things, some of those transitional things are found where? Down below. You've got to go down to your lower self in order to rise to your higher self. You can go up, and while you're up there, you still got to go down to the lower self, to your lower self, to be grounded so that you can rise to the next level. Psychology teaches us that. We can't stay to that place of energy and height at full capacity without passing out, figuratively speaking. In order to, once you get to that height, you've got to gather yourself so that you can get to the next level. You see all this energy I'm releasing right now? Can you imagine me doing this for 24 hours a day? All day long with this level of energy and power. Woo! Something around me is going to short circuit. It's all energy. We're chemical and we're electrical. So if I stay with this much energy all day long, man, I blow up a circuit. You know the one talked about the number of volts that's on the inside of us. Listen, if we stayed at this height, we'll blow up some around us. Oh, come on, somebody. You're welcome, Queen. You're welcome, Queen. I'm almost done with you. Let me get this last piece out here. Absolute value. All right. Discontinuity in time. Here's the next piece. It's called removable discontinuity. Removable discontinuity. Watch this. A function x is said to have a removable discontinuity at x is equal to a if the left-hand limit at x tends to point a in an equal right-hand limit. I'm going to show you that in a minute. An equal right-hand limit, but their common value is not equal. Oh my goodness. So there is a certain equality on either side, but their common value is not equal. A removable discontinuity occurs when there is a rational expression with common factors in the in the numerator and the denominator. Since these factors can be canceled, the discontinuity is removed. So if there's a cancellation in time. Oh, come on, somebody. I'm moving in a certain direction, but there's a cancellation in time, and then I continue on to the next phase of my being. Man, that's too deep to be steep. It's called removal. I remove discontinuity. Watch this. I'll give you an example of it then. Removable. Here's my X and Y coordinate system again. So here's a graph. Put this in blue here. This graph here is called removable. This discontinuity is called removable, meaning I am going here in a certain direction, and at this place in space and time, I'm removing this thing that's causing a hindrance. I'm removing at this point. At this point, these two directions do not have equal value. I've just gotten to this place in my life that I just got tired. I'm through. I'm tired now. So now I hit this point. There is no equality, but now I picked up and I changed my height, my flow. I'm going higher, but I'm leaving the rest behind, forgetting that which is behind. And I'm moving forward to that which is before. I am what? I'm pressing, as the sacred text said, toward the mark of a prize of a high call. I'm moving a little higher. I'm just going a little higher. I'm pressing toward my purpose. I'm moving toward my purpose. But right here, there is no equal value. Now, if at this point, this circle was solid, it would include this point, and all I did was get here, they became equal, and I took off. Which means I never changed my mentality. I never changed my thought processes, because at this point they became equal. I just continued on. In math, there's a removable piece. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this. How many of you have ever gone to the amusement park? And the epitaph said you have to be at least 45 inches tall to ride this particular ride. It says at least. So at least means this right here. I'm at least 45, but I'm taller. If it said you have to be greater than 45, you would have this. Because it does not include 45. This includes 45 inches and taller. This says you have to be greater than 45. So this inequality means X is greater than 45. This inequality says X is greater than or equal to 45. We're dealing with discontinuity, so we don't want this one. We don't want it to be greater than or equal to 45. We want it to just be greater than. So along this path, I want to get to a point right here where I disconnect myself from my past, so to speak. So I don't continue on that same plane, so that I can continue to move forward. So now there's a break in my time. There's a break in my flow, so that I can have a greater flow. That's called removable discontinuity. I don't want it to be the same. I don't want to be doing the same thing I did in 2024. No. Here's my renewal that the one was talking about. I got something else going on in 2025. I'm upgrading. I'm not talking about New Year's resolution. We're not talking about that. I'm upgrading now. Now I am tapping into me, and I'm getting ready to invest in me so that I can get to the next level and do what I'm called to do. That's what this is. See, if you were doing this, that means I am taking 2024, and I'm getting to this point where we're getting ready to change over, and I'm still taking some of that with me. No, I want it to be removed. Removable discontinuity. Listen, let me check this timeline. I see you, the one, higher self and lower self. Yes, indeed. Hashtag absolute value. Hashtag removable. Oh, you better ask somebody. Hashtag at least. Yes, indeed. Queen Octavia said, puts me in the mindset of growth. That's exactly what it is. Growth mindset. That's what I have on my wall in my classroom. Growth mindset. That's it. You must make the jump / leap. Come on, you're the one. The quantum leap. You've got to make the leap. That's exactly what it is. You've got to become the jump man. Oh, hello, somebody. You got to become the jump man. Thank you for that correction. I said jumpers, the jump man. You've got to become that jump man. Come on, somebody, and make that quantum leap. Oh, my goodness. None of it's fortuitous. It's all connected. I'm leaping from one time frame to the next. I'm leaping from one realm to the next. I'm disconnecting, disassociating myself with failure. I'm not fearing success anymore. I'm not fearing failure. I'm not cogitating upon failure. What if? What if? It's easy to say, what if I don't do it? But what about, what if I do it? What if I do it? Let me prepare for the what if I do it. Don't prepare for what if I don't do it. Rid yourself of that negativity. Rid yourself of that mindset. I want my mathematical calculations to be filled full of discontinuity. At any point, I can change gears. At any point, I can remove those pieces. At any point, I can become the jump man. And I can do it. I can do it. Listen, thank you, Prince of Peace, for your donation. We got you here right on the timeline. Listen, take this opportunity right now before we get out of here. If you had not had the opportunity to donate, please do so. Queen Octavia says nothing to lose but the opportunity to do it. Come on here. I love that. They put a carry emoji around that one. Hello, somebody. Listen, if you have not had an opportunity to be the jump man today, please go ahead and jump that donation out to the methods that we have on the timeline. We appreciate you. We honor you. We love you. We want you to get to the place where you said, I will jump. I will make the leap. I will understand that being in a box does not coincide with who I am. It's not even correct. It's not even correct terminology. It's not even the correct way to think. It doesn't exist. Being in a box does not exist. It's not real. Oh, come on here. Nothing to lose, but more to gain. As the one always said to us, listen, thank you for your donation, Queen Octavia. As the one said so long ago, nothing beats a failure but a try. Nothing beats a failure but a try, so there's nothing to lose. Listen, oh yeah. Fearless jumping in 2025. I like that. Boy, I'm trying to get out of here, but they dropping it like it's hot. Fearless jumping in 2025. And this one ought to hold. Careful, we say to you, hold what you got. Beautiful. tribe and won. But by all means, govern yourselves accordingly. And until next session and next wind down Wednesday. Have an amazing week and the rest of your weekend. Shalom Aleichem, family.